This is part 2 of the Minuteman Civil Defense Corps Right March DNC Border Security Rally, where the media, of course, grossly underestimated the attendees that we guessed at about 200 for the day, including Denver's finest riot squads that were helping to protect our free speech.
What it means to be citizens. And as citizens, we would take pride in those who stand forward in order to offer their help in getting a job done where the people of this country need to do that job. And so we have the means, we have the resources, we have the technological wherewithal, and above all in importance, we have the willing spirit of our great people. Why isn't it happening? It's not happening, y'all, because we don't have the leaders who will accept their true job, which is not to dictate to the people according to their whims, but to represent the people according to the people's will. That's what's supposed to happen, but it's not happening. It has not come from the Bush administration. It has not come in the actual implemented action of the Congress. It has certainly not come from the Democrats and from Obama and others who are in the forefront of those who would surrender this nation's life and safety. Now I know, when I say a word critical of some folks, like, okay, people say, well, no, he's all in favor of security. He wants to stand tough and strong against our enemies and the terrorists and everybody else. I happen to believe, unlike some folks, that this is a dangerous world and we had better be prepared to continue our proactive involvement in it to make sure that we are not overwhelmed and destroyed. People who are telling us, by the way, that we can disengage, that we can withdraw, that we are going to be safe in some kind of fictional fortress America, this is a lie. And there is no issue that epitomizes this more clearly than the issue of our border security and control. These parties don't represent the people of this country. And if they're not representing us, who are they representing? If they're not working for us, who are they working for? And we are told that, yeah, they're not any good on this, but that's the only choice you've got. It's the only choice you've got. You've got to choose between Barack Obama, who will sell you out today, and John McCain, who will sell you out the day after tomorrow. See? The only one you have to choose. You've got to choose between Barack Obama, who will gut your rights and take away your liberties the minute he hits office, and John McCain, who was trying to gut your rights and take away your liberties with McCain-Feingold just the day before yesterday. But we're supposed to forget that. See? There is no choice for liberty. There is no choice for security. There is no choice for sovereignty being offered by these parties. And if that's the case, y'all, if there's no choice for the people being offered, and you go out anyway and you vote for somebody who doesn't represent you, then you have killed the very meaning of our government. Go back and read our founding fathers. We're supposed to have a representative government. Can't get a representative government if you keep voting for people who don't represent you. Stop voting for people you disagree with. Somebody tries to tell you, well, if you don't vote for so-and-so, you're wasting your vote, and you're sitting there thinking, but so-and-so believes everything I do. So-and-so stands for all the things I think are right for this country. So-and-so will do the things I think really need to get done. And they're telling me I shouldn't vote for so-and-so because he can't win. Aren't you a little bit suspicious? Well, if so-and-so has a good chance of winning, what's the best tactic you can use against him? Tell everybody he can't win and so they should vote for you?
It's exciting to know that we defeated a sitting president who was in the wrong. We defeated an entire Senate and a House that was in the wrong to give amnesty to those who crossed our borders illegally and against our laws, against our culture, against our way of life, everything we stand for in the U.S. Constitution. They have broken it, and they've broken it willfully, and they have continued to break it willfully to the tune of well over 20 million of them now in our country. And as Chris Simcox said, we need to have attrition through enforcement. We know it works. And today, I have a crew of 35 men and women down on the streets at the DNC passing out this pamphlet that says, Overpopulation in America, Sustainability, Environment, Water Crisis. Do you want to see the projected 100 million more people added to America in the next 30 years via massive immigration pushed on us by Congress? And it's got 5 lanes of traffic coming right at you. And then it says, will an Obama administration reduce legal immigration to 100,000 annually to avoid this picture? We know McCain. Anybody give me one advantage of what that's going to do for our country?
Most of them pay taxes.
Okay, there's a person right there that says they're paying taxes. The latest Edwin Rubenstein report in the National Research Center shows that illegal aliens cost American citizens $346 billion over and above any taxes they pay, and that cost goes across 15 national agencies. So I've just neutralized that person who said that they pay taxes. Unfortunately, illegal aliens, less than half of them pay taxes, and the other half of them simply don't even pay taxes whatsoever as they work under the table. Not only that, at $6 and $7 an hour, they're not the ones that are funding the school systems, funding the medical hospitals, funding the prisons that they're in. So you have your answer there.
Witness to horrific atrocities. I have a front row seat when I sit on the border, and I witness firsthand what is happening to our country. If a migrant worker can easily cross our border, so can drug dealers, gang members, and violent criminals, and yes, even a determined terrorist. And as a woman, how could I sit on the steps of the border security problem and watch the horrors of sex slavery, an unknown fact at that time? A year ago, I took up a monthly watch. Much like before, I sat, watched, and waited. This time, a young woman came out of the brush. She was scared, staring, frightened, and shaken with fear. To this day, I remember her face. A woman who did not reveal her name, only that she had traveled a great distance by foot. She had been left in the desert to die for all her guide cared. She was crying and did not want to be touched. The Border Patrol agents who arrived and took her into custody were at a loss. True, they had experienced this situation before, but they lacked training in handling a situation like this. We felt her agony and knew that she had been sexually abused while trusting her guide to lead her into the land of opportunity. That is what she had been told. Little did she know what price she had to pay until she would arrive here.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks to all of the CDC volunteers here of the Colorado State Organization. We had a great day. I'm sure we'll get great media coverage. Few of us have the greatness to bend history itself, but each of us can work to change a small portion of events. And in the total of all these acts will be written the history of this great generation. That rings true today in our accomplishments and our small gatherings around the country. We have our border wall. We have our Border Patrol agents. We have our enforcement taking place. And ultimately, we will protect the human rights of all individuals who wish to flourish as a citizen of this great nation. We'll provide them the protection that they deserve. We'll end the deaths in the desert, the exploitation of women, the exploitation of workers, and we will embrace the immigrants who show us respect and welcome them with respect and allow them to enter this country with dignity, as we should as a people. So I thank you all. Let's keep working. We've got a lot of work to do. We've accomplished a lot. We've got a lot more to do. And please vote. Thank you all.